Did everybody hear both records?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah, I saw
I'm
the
sorry,
back and forth.
I did not.
Don't even
hear
worry about it. Don't even worry about don't even worry about that.
Things going. Yeah,
don't even
it's
worry
all
about
good.
that.
It's all good.
But Lupe,
There's two really good diss tracks.
yeah. But Lupe dropped a diss track, and I think the artwork was Steve Jobs.
It wasn't artwork. He just found a random picture.
Oh, it was a random picture. Okay, cool. I gave him too many P's. Sorry. And it was called Steve Jobs SLR 3.5 or something like that, I believe was the name. And then Royce's was called Silence of the Lambda. And I think here's my thing.
Dang, it was damn near 7 minutes long.
And I'm talking about of heat, both of them. But my thing, here's my thing. I don't think Royce took it like Lupe did, because Royce covered everybody. It was like it was a whole spectrum.
Yeah.
Lupe talked about Royce for 7+ minutes straight. And Royce, to me, in my personal opinion, his was more enjoyable because the lyrics were just so great.
Let's get one thing clear though about Lupe, just so the people know.
Okay.
And I haven't even listened to this verse.
Yeah.
Lupe is a different type of artist.
Agreed.
Lupe can literally give you a college dissertation over hip hop.
Yeah.
No argument for me.
And break it down, explain it, regurgitate, and give it back to you again. But I'll let you finish. I'm sorry.
But what you said is right on point. It actually goes in hand with what he actually put out. But Royce's it's more enjoyable. I would go back and listen to Royce's more than I would Lupe's. Maybe it was the production on Lupe's. Plus Lupe's verse was more talkative. Like he wasn't really in a pocket. But everything he said, I still would say Lupe won the first round because of how potent the stuff that he was saying was. Like I'd go back and listen to Royce's more. But everything, Lupe got him for like 7 minutes straight, strictly about him. And that was just my take. What did you think, Lone, when you heard it? Like when you heard both of them?
So apparently Royce's was actually a reply to like freestyling for like 9 minutes about him previously or something. Okay. I don't know. And they used to, and they had been going back and forth for a while. I've been kind of following their
on Twitter.
Like a podcast situation.
Yeah,
right?
they were doing a podcast together, or maybe they still are. I don't know, but there was like a 3.5 hour long interview that Royce did with Young Guru, or not even interview. They were just having a conversation. It was dope. I actually put it on Bringing Down the Band, so check it out. But
I see what you did there.
Excuse me. But it's and at the end of it, they brought Lupe on into the call because Loaded Lux and Murder Mook, I think, and them were gassing up, and Mickey Factor talking about them battling in a league. Lupe's like, I don't want to battle. And then Lupe said some kind of out of pocket stuff, and Royce called him on it directly. And then Royce came back. He was like, well, fine, then rap, and then he hung up, and then Royce released the record.
When these are two guys that have a podcast together, which is crazy.
Yeah. So that's just the people that don't know where it came from. Mm-hmm. But Royce dropped, like you said, it was like a song, and it was like a 7-minute song addressing a whole bunch of stuff, and
with potent bars too.
I thought it was dope. I thought Royce was a lot more polished.
Yep.
And so because of that, it was kind of hard to. I feel like because Lupe's seemed like he just wrote it and it was just out there and it wasn't overly produced.
Wasn't mixed at all.
It just has to feel like we're in an era where everything feels like it's being sold to us, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Lupe's didn't feel like it was being sold to us. Royce's was kind of packaged that way. But I still like Royce's just as much as Lupe's, if not more. So
I think that's where I'm at with it.
It's hard for me to like pick. I know we've said this on the show before. It's like, who won? Well, hip hop won.
Yeah.
Like
that's true too.
Like I don't think either party won. Like
I'm still gonna say Lupe though, man, just because it's pretty potent, man.
I'm seeing comments on because I shared both the songs together.
Yeah.
I'm seeing comments that people are saying that Lupe washed Royce.
I don't know about that.
And I'm like,
I ain't gonna
people be using the wash word very loosely.
Know about that.
Y'all claim to be hip hop fans, and y'all saying Royce got washed.
This is nowhere near a wash at all. So I'm cool on that. What you think, Jay Moore?
What
you give me one?
No, you're good.
All right.
This is the thing. Because at first I seen because I was listening to their conversations together, and I felt like, okay, this is friendly, and like these guys have a level of mutual respect as far as artistry is concerned.
Yeah. And
then I just feel like, you can start talking about the wrong thing with somebody that you may have a certain level of respect for.
Yeah.
Whether they always say when you go into a bar, don't talk about politics or religion. and and now like don't talk about COVID-19, or in the vaccine, like because you're going to get something that maybe you don't have enough. You're not ready for follow-up questions.
Right. With the right person.
Yeah. So, I think maybe it went from something to where maybe it went from like, hey, we're just chilling, we're just talking, to where somebody got offended for real. And now we're here in this place to where these dudes are who I don't know if I've ever seen Lupe and or Royce 5'9" in the same like even section with each other.
I think Lupe kind of mentioned that.
Yeah, I don't think these guys have ever, and that happens in hip hop where people have, whole relationships and have worked together and done things and collaborated and never share the same space. But and sometimes that's what it can be very complicated to talk to somebody and you can't look them like directly in the face, because you don't know if they might have said something offhand and it might have not been received in the way it was meant to be received. Because I'm like, when it got to them finally making records, I'm like, this sounds like real beef to me. This doesn't sound like this doesn't sound like any jokey joke stuff.
Right. Especially not on Lupe part.
No.
Apparently Mickey Fax dropped a record too.
Did he?
I missed that one.
He gets talking about like,
and I heard it was good.
If you're a tough guy, why aren't you why
Royce.
why aren't you doing why is Detroit still the way it is? I was like, yo, that was kind of.
Hey, he played him about basically he was trolling him
Lupe
about
a
being
nerd, and the back and forth, like if you're friends with somebody, like you have a certain rapport, okay, yeah, you can call somebody a nerd, but like if especially in certain, because don't get the game messed up, Lupe is still is he from the south side or the west side of Chicago?
West side.
Yeah, if you're from the west side of Chicago, and you can't call nobody a nerd or some kind of goofy, like those are fighting words.
I mean, he was talking about like he was dissing him about his lack of responsibility, or if you want to put it that way, about the city of Detroit. It's like you neglected Detroit. Like what's going on? Like he was really like some of that stuff was cutting to your point, cutting a little deep just to be playing around.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious. I'm curious to see how if there's any more. If they're going to continue to go,
Mickey better calm down.
Mickey better calm down.
Yeah, why is Mickey jumping in there?
I missed that part.
He's on one of those calls with them where Royce was kind of going at him about his career and things that he had done or had not done, and they kind of had a little spat on the call.
Royce is very quick to, like, if you say something out of pocket with Royce, and it goes like against like somebody's character, he's very quick to say like, why are you doing it this way?
Yeah.
And I like that about Roy. And so it was the same thing with Lupe. It was more so like the whole thing about the battle and all this stuff. Lupe got on there and started talking kind of reckless. And Royce was like, I didn't even call you. I wasn't even talking to you about this.
He did talk reckless.
He was like, they brought this up.
Yeah.
He was like, who are you talking to?
Yep.
And he addressed that specifically. And I think that may be kind of entanglement that Mickey was in with all that was why he got brought up. First place.
I'll tell you what though.
He's like in the middle of it.
I'll tell you what. Shout out to Jeezy.
I'll tell you what. I'd love to hear a focused 5 or 6 minutes strictly on Lupe from Royce. Now that could get ugly if he chooses to go that route. The same way the Lupe went. Like if he really got in his bag, like
you made a good point though. It was two different types of
oh yeah.
So Lupe's was more direct. Royce's was more like just kind of.
Yeah. Beat was better too on Royce's joint. So
I have to check it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to hear what you say, Terry. Once you hear them joints, because be clear, there is no washing here, and both of them are heat. It's just heat in different ways, is the way I would say it. But I'm still gonna go. If we have to make a choice, I'm gonna go Lupe first.
Chicago, Detroit, y'all stay cool.
Yeah, stay cool, man. Be cool.
Midwest stand up.
Yeah, we don't want none of that foolishness.
If you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure you join our live show every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/newoldheads. You can also catch playback of all of our shows on any podcast app and youtube.com/newoldheadsnetwork. And go to newoldheads.com/community to join our Discord.